Hello, my name is Christian Garcia, and I will be doing a video on how to throw a discus and a shot put. Well, first off, I'm going to explain what a discus is. A discus is what they use to throw in the Olympics. It has its own event, and it is a plate about this big, probably a little bit smaller, like that. It's pretty thin, like this. It weighs 1.36 kilograms, I want to say, which is about 3 pounds. It fits usually like this kind of plate, but it's much bigger. And you're supposed to curl your fingers around and you hold it out this way, like that. I myself threw discus and shot put in high school. I did track my junior and my senior year. The shot put is another event in track and field. It is also played in the Olympics. Most people don't really watch this, but it's a very interesting sport. And what a shot put is a metal ball, about yay big, and you're supposed to hold it. I don't have a shot put with me, but you're supposed to hold it right here. You're supposed to keep your elbow up like this. You're supposed to hold it like this. And in high school, it weighs 12 pounds, and the girls weighs 8 pounds. And in college and in professional leagues, it'll weigh 16 pounds for the men and 12 pounds for the women. And the discus for the men after high school, it will be 2 kilograms. The women's will be 1.3 kilograms, and in high school, the women's is 1 kilogram, which is about the size of this. This is a 2.5 plate that I cannot find anything else to substitute discus with. For both discus and shot put, you will be inside of a circular ring that is about this much all the way around, and you're supposed to enter through the back half of the ring. It's clearly marked, and there is always a wooden plank that which you are not supposed to step on or over or touch in some cases. It all depends on the referee. As long as you don't step over or the top of it, usually you're allowed to place your foot close to it. And there are 3 types of throws for both discus and shot put. The first one that you will do, let's say this is where my wooden plank would be, this is the front half of the ring, is just a typical stand throw. And for discus, it's what it sounds like. You stand right here and you throw from here. And the second one would be called a South African, in which you could stand at the back half of the ring, and I will take you through the motions of the South African throw. And the third is the full throw, in which you stand facing away from the plane in the back half of the ring at the very edge, and you will spin your way forward. And for discus, there are 2 ways of throwing that I know of. If this is the front of it again, there is the typical stand throw, in which you will stand here. You will have your shot put, and you just stand and throw, and I will show you how to do that. There is also a glide, in which you stand facing away from the ring, and you will have your shot put here, like this. Okay, to throw, stand throw, you will be with your feet about shoulder width apart. You will try to remain on the balls of your feet. You're going to twist until your hips are facing 90 degrees. Then the rest of you is going to turn another 90 degrees with your arms raised up, this one raised straight, far back, and your eyesight will be facing 270 degrees. No, that's my bad. 180 degrees from where you're facing. So it will be like this. Your arm over here will be 270 degrees. Then it's a quick motion of just swinging forward. But when you do a stand throw, you will be facing this way. So you will be like this, and since you are practicing, you go like this, you bend down, and it's all coming from your hips. It's all from your legs. The quick twist, then your arm straight. The worst thing you could possibly do is have your arm up here when you're here. You're supposed to keep your arm as far back as possible until that last swing. When you throw that last swing, you should feel the blood rush to your fingers. That's how quick the movement's supposed to be. And if you do it correctly, you can launch your discus very far. And the same thing goes for the South African. It'll just be 2 steps back. So you will do the same thing, and you will just pivot your feet. And I have not done this in a very long time, but you're supposed to be 2 steps back to the front of your ring. You will be facing this way. You will turn, you will pivot your feet, then launch it. And for the full, it's just adding another step. So you'll already be 2 steps back, but you'll be facing the opposite way. So it'll add more momentum. You will turn and swing. When done correctly, you can do the full and throw it extremely far. Depends also on how much power you have and your height. And for the shot put, the stand throw is the same thing, only instead of having your arm out. With the shot put, that would be very inconvenient. You'd have it like this, as far back as you can, with the shot put touching right here. And you would do the same thing. You would get down in position, and you throw it. You try to keep your elbow back up so that it would just go straight and release. And for the glide, you do the same thing, so you're facing away, going out this way. You kick back, then twist and throw. And that is how you do both of those. So you will be in this position.
Right? I'm going to throw that way basically, right?
You're throwing this way, but you have to face that way.
And I do the same thing?
Mm-hmm. So there you go. Those are the positions. And you have to bend down. Like that. And then you're going to shoot upwards. Just like that. And that is the stand throw. So now, here's what it would look like in action with our substitute discus. You are going to get that in position with your arm back, and then you're going to twist, and then you go and you do it. And that is what it would look like in action.
Does it look right?
Okay, quick tips that I forgot to cover, but that are very crucial, is 1, your feet. You will be shoulder width apart, but one of your feet should be about a couple inches in front of your other one, so you can lean against it while you do the movement. It's going to be your turning foot. Your strength is going to channel in through here and shoot out. Your hand, your index finger will be your trigger finger. You really do not want this flying out of the back of your hand because you cannot control to where that's going. And you will use your trigger finger as a sort of, just how it sounds, trigger as you're moving it, so it'll go out the front of your hand to the indicated spot where you want to throw it. And our coach used to make us do this exercise at the beginning where we just throw it and we practice shooting our trigger finger. So we get used to it. By the time that we throw out in the ring, we will be ready for it. And some etiquette. Don't ever stand in the way of a discus while it's coming at you. Just move out of the way, let it hit the ground. When it's rolling at you, do not try to just put your foot on it, stab it. Try to get it, hit it from the side. Because I've seen this hit a lot of people in the foot, ankle, land on somebody's toe, It's not pretty. One of these can seriously injure you. And then the same thing goes for the shot put. One shot put, do not ever throw it back, toss it back. Neatly roll it back when you are done throwing. Because it could seriously damage your feet. So when you hold your equipment, do not mess around with it. A bag full of shot puts may not seem like a lot, but when you have more than 5 shot puts in there, it can be a lot of strain on one arm. Unless you can carry that kind of weight, I suggest you do not mess with that.
Before a thrower attempts a throw, they run through the motions to get into rhythm until they feel it right to throw.